Alright, what's up? Random writer, as you most likely guessed. Doing a video response to Life in Decibel. He did a video that I wanted to respond to earlier, just haven't got a chance to go out and do some videoing on the bike until now. On your first time on a motorcycle, pretty much remembering your first time riding, and actually riding, I guess, in the real world, on the real streets, not in a course, or for a course. And because that would be, obviously, my first riding time would be with the MSF course. But it's not that hard to remember because it's pretty recent. My first time riding was from the dealership when I picked up my FZ6R, which was a fun bike, lots of fun. That will be my first time. And the FZ6R is Yamaha's bike. It's a 600cc sport bike type of thing, more upright seating position. You jackass. Anyway, where was I? It's more upright seating position. But anyway, it was my first time pretty much riding since the MSF course, was to pick that bike up. Now, they didn't have that bike on the floor, but they had a bike of comparable size. I think it was the ER6N. Could be wrong though. On the floor. So I just sat on that to get a feel for the seat height and everything, because the bike was bigger than what they give you on the MSF course to learn on, both in engine and in the size of the bike. Oh my god, I forgot. It's all this traffic on a Saturday. Oh boy. So I had some of the experience with, at least sitting on that bike, plus the MSF course, but I don't know. Bikes always seem bigger in person, especially if you haven't seen the actual bike you're buying. For example, the Super Tenere was ginormous when I first saw it. But yeah, that's what happens. Anyways, the FZ6R, which was also blue, went to pick it up from the dealer, and I didn't have a jacket, so they threw in like a jacket for like $50 or whatever. It was a okay jacket. It was Icons, I believe. It was just pure mesh, no liner, your bare bones like summer jacket. But I had everything else. So I go to pick it up, and luckily the dealership's right by a side street, so you can either go straight onto Sunrise Highway, which is the main highway, or you could go onto a side street to then make a right or left on the Sunrise Highway, or you can take the side street down, then just ride down some side streets. So that's what I originally did to get a feel for the bike, and I stalled that a few times. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I was getting a feel for it because it was a different beast than the MSF course bikes, and I would say it was a lot of fun to be out on the actual road. I felt confident being out on these roads after the course, but I don't think I've ever been more nervous in a vehicle or on a vehicle than when I was taking that bike home, because that's when I found out that the bike doesn't start in gear. It only starts in neutral. So if I were to stall it out on a road, I'd have to shift it into neutral, and then I would have to start it, pop it back into gear, and go. And I had to do that a few times over on that bike because, hey, you stall it out, whatever. But I was really nervous just because of that fact that it wouldn't start in gear, and so I was definitely hyper aware of everything in terms of like the clutch and the throttle. And I didn't stall it out at all going home. And I got it home, and I rode around for a bit. I was getting used to it, and it was a great bike. So that's my first time on a motorcycle outside of the MSF course would be taking my bike home from the dealership. And as I would suspect, I guess most people who haven't ridden before taking the course, their first times would be taking a bike home from wherever, or on a test ride. But yeah, I don't know of any place around here that does test rides as a dealership. Maybe they do if you ask. I just never asked because I never really cared to, I guess. Kind of knew what I wanted and went from there. But yeah, that would be my response to Life in Decibel. My first time riding in a motorcycle would be a little over a year ago, actually, picking up the SZ6R, and here I am on a big beast. Anyways, that was it, and take it easy.